Hello, friends. Welcome to Storycraft. On this channel, you will enjoy world top stories. Let's view the video. What happened to the Rome lost legions? The vanishing army, Rome's greatest mystery. Begins in the heart of the Roman Empire. An elite force known as the Ninth Legion stood as a symbol of Rome's might and dominance. These were seasoned warriors, veterans of brutal campaigns, and the pride of Roman legions. Their disappearance would become one of the most enduring mysteries of ancient history. The Ninth Legion, also known as Legio IX Hispana, had a formidable reputation. Originally raised by Julius Caesar during his campaigns in Hispania, modern-day Spain, they fought in Gaul, Britain, and throughout the empire. By the early 2nd century AD, the Ninth was stationed in Britannia, a rugged and rebellious land where Roman control was always fragile. Sometime around 117 AD, the Ninth marched north from their base in Eboracum, modern-day York, into the wilds of Caledonia, present-day Scotland. Their objective was simple, yet perilous: suppress the uprisings of local tribes who refused to bow to Roman rule. What happened next is where history turns murky. The legion vanished. No record in the Roman archives mentions their return. No commander sent messages back. No survivors ever told their tale. Over 5,000 elite soldiers disappeared without a trace. Historians and archaeologists have debated for centuries what could have happened. Was it a devastating ambush in the Scottish Highlands? A betrayal from within? Or perhaps a political cover-up, orchestrated by Rome itself? Some say the Ninth met its end in a remote valley, surrounded by Pictish warriors, their disciplined ranks no match for the guerrilla tactics of fierce Highland tribes. Others propose they were quietly disbanded or reassigned to another province, and the mystery simply arose from poor record-keeping. Ancient sources like Tacitus are silent on the fate of the Ninth. Yet the mystery captured the imagination of generations to come. In the ruins of Roman Britain, inscriptions bearing the legion's name abruptly stop. A once proud force simply disappears into the sands of silence, the march to oblivion. While the popular belief holds that the Ninth vanished in Britannia, another intriguing theory places their disappearance far from the foggy isles of the north. Some scholars suggest that the Ninth Legion was transferred to the eastern provinces of the empire, possibly into the harsh deserts of modern-day Iran or Armenia, regions plagued by constant wars with the Parthian Empire. This theory is backed by a tantalizing clue: evidence of a Legio IX presence in the Roman-controlled city of Nijmegen in modern-day Netherlands after the supposed disappearance in Britain. Could they have been quietly relocated before meeting their end elsewhere? If the Ninth was sent east, it would have been during the reign of Emperor Trajan or Hadrian. The Roman eastern frontier was a cauldron of rebellion, intrigue, and brutal warfare. Rome was often stretched thin, defending its borders from powerful neighbors like the Parthians, who commanded swift cavalry and knew the terrain intimately. Imagine a column of Roman soldiers, once proud defenders of Britain, now marching through the blistering heat of foreign deserts. Their heavy armor, so suited for the forests of the north, became a burden under the merciless sun. Supplies ran low, morale dwindled. And still, the orders came: advance. There are records of devastating Roman defeats in the east during this time, including entire legions being annihilated by ambushes or diplomatic treachery. Some historians believe the Ninth was one such victim, caught in a forgotten battle, too humiliating for Rome to officially acknowledge. But why the silence? Rome was not shy about recording defeats. The catastrophic loss at Teutoburg Forest was well documented. Was the Ninth's disappearance an embarrassment of another kind, perhaps a mutiny, a betrayal, or even desertion? With each new archaeological dig in the eastern Mediterranean, new pieces of the puzzle emerge: inscriptions, artifacts, bones. Yet none provide the final answer. The sands of the East have kept their secrets well. Whispers from the East, Legends, Lies, and Lost Soldiers. The mystery of the Ninth Legion takes an unexpected twist with stories that stretch beyond Rome's borders and into the realms of myth and folklore. One of the most tantalizing possibilities is that survivors of the Ninth did not die in battle, but lived on, thousands of miles away from home. Chinese historical texts, particularly the Book of the Later Han, mention an unusual encounter in 36 BC near the city of Jiji, in modern-day Uzbekistan, where Chinese forces clashed with a strange, disciplined group of fighters using what resembled Roman military formations. Some historians speculate that these soldiers were remnants of Crassus's defeated army, but others believe they could have been descendants of the Ninth Legion. Could Roman legionaries have made it that far east? It seems improbable, but not impossible. If the Ninth was captured and marched into captivity by Rome's enemies, they might have been sold as mercenaries or slaves, eventually ending up deep in Central Asia. In time, they may have settled and integrated into the local population, their Roman roots fading into legend. This idea found traction in the remote Chinese village of Legio, where some residents were noted to have unusually European features. Genetic studies have been inconclusive, but the legend persists that a Roman garrison, or its descendants, once lived among the Chinese. Legio, possibly a corruption of legion, became a focal point of this theory. Tourists and researchers flocked to the area, searching for signs of Roman influence, coins, armor, ruins. Some findings suggest a cultural blend, though nothing definitively Roman has been unearthed. Then there's the legend of the Dragon City, said to have been built by foreigners with strange tools and a god of war unlike any in Chinese belief. Was this myth an echo of a lost Roman outpost? Meanwhile, in Rome, the story of the Ninth lived on in whispered rumors and military cautionary tales. Other legions were warned of the consequences of overextending in hostile lands. The Ninth became a ghost story, a reminder of what happens when even the strongest are left isolated and forgotten. Some argue the entire Eastern theory is a fabrication, romanticized by novelists and adventurers. But as with many ancient tales, its persistence gives it power. In the clash of empires, stories often survive where facts do not, and perhaps, somewhere in the East, the blood of Roman legionaries still flows in forgotten veins. The dragon and the eagle. Did Rome reach China? The possibility that Rome and ancient China had contact is no longer seen as pure fiction. In fact, trade routes like the Silk Road linked the two great empires, allowing for goods, ideas, and possibly even people to travel vast distances. Could the Ninth Legion have been part of that eastward journey? Ancient texts from both Rome and Han China hint at an awareness of each other. Chinese records mention a distant land called Da Qin, which many believe referred to the Roman Empire. Roman writers, in turn, described the fabled land of Serica, known for its silk. If remnants of the Ninth reached as far as China, it would not only explain their disappearance, but also rewrite our understanding of ancient global connections. Did these men, once Rome's elite, find a new life in a foreign empire? Were they prisoners, settlers, or perhaps even trusted allies? The Battle of Jiji remains the most compelling clue. The Chinese general Ban Chao reported encountering an enemy that formed a fish-scale formation, a term often used to describe the testudo, or tortoise formation, a classic Roman military tactic. While some scholars remain skeptical, others point to this as a tantalizing trace of Roman warfare. Further adding to the mystery are stories of Roman-style roads and fortresses in western China. Some believe these may have been constructed by or with the help of Roman engineers or soldiers brought across the continent, yet the evidence remains circumstantial. The story has inspired films, novels, and documentaries, each adding a layer of drama and speculation. What if these men lived out their lives among the Han Chinese? What if they passed on their military techniques, their language, even their bloodline? This idea forces us to reconsider what we know about ancient migration, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. If true, it would mean that two of the world's greatest empires, separated by thousands of miles, were more intertwined than previously believed, all because of a vanished legion, echoes through time, unraveling the fate of the lost legions, the Antai. Story of Rome's lost Ninth Legion continues to inspire curiosity, debate, and storytelling. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the theories surrounding their disappearance speak volumes about the imagination and determination of those seeking answers. Whether they died in the highlands of Scotland, vanished in the deserts of the poor East, or integrated into a faraway civilization, their legacy remains. The mystery endures not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. They have become more than soldiers lost to history. They are a symbol of the fragility of empires, the limits of power, and the enduring allure of the unknown. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel Storycraft for more interesting videos.